All right, man. Greetings, Roxanne. Greetings. I know it's been a while since we recorded. Life gets in the way. Us being busy. So much stuff is happening. But today I was, finally got to be able back to because mind you, I haven't been able to review it in a while, really. And I'm going to keep this introduction short because things already started. But something in my spirit was telling me just start recording. And I don't know. I guess I have to find it. I have to be okay with not being perfect all the time. Not always having order. Cause when I'm recording these videos, I want it to be by order. By the days that I reviewed, and have it, some type of organized. But something in my spirit told me, it doesn't really matter whether it's organized or not. Life is not perfect. There's only one perfect, and that is Jesus Christ. You feel me? So, so I'm just going raw dog this review. Again, I already started. So chart's gonna look a bit hectic, but reviewing today's price, this week's price actually, but this week has kind of been hectic. Just like my charts, this week was hectic. But keeping it short, let me see, let me hide these real quick. Keeping it short, give you a little story behind this week, real quick. So right now we're here, right? Matter of fact, I can use this. I can use this. Yeah, perfect. So so the thing is, I had to draw liquidity. I had put this draw liquidity 2 days ago, which was I believe Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I had to draw liquidity right here. That was my draw liquidity for Tuesday. But I seen that it was struggling to hit there. So in my mind, I was telling myself that, maybe we'll price will return to a discount before we're continuing higher. Sweep out that low, fill in some fair value gaps. As you can see, we are in need of some sell side liquidity here. This is very, very much inefficient in inefficient price delivery right here. So we're gonna need some sell sides. So I'm thinking in my mind that okay, we're gonna retrace lower before we could take out that high. But that wasn't the case. You can see, I was not expecting it to hit so soon. I was expecting a deeper retracement into where, like I said, that discount. So right now, what we're doing right now is just studying to see what went wrong. I wouldn't say what went wrong, but what could I have done better? There we go. That's better wording. What I could have done better to view and to shift my mind on that we're not gonna get that deeper retracement. So one of the few things that I came to realization as well was the monthly time frame, the higher time frame. Um, so price did hit monthly fair value gap, we see in this case, and continue higher. This right here, I guess it being a higher time frame key level, you know, that we're not gonna really need much more of a retracement because that was a higher time frame retracement. But this too is a higher time frame, so I'm gonna see. Maybe in the future we probably do get that retracement, but let's not you know cry over spilled milk, or stay focused on the small things. Just focus on now. Even right here, you can see, because the thing is, like, I'm seeing. I'm gonna go for this. It's gonna add it, but even here, we still didn't get our 50% retracement, our discount retracement. So again, this is something that's worth studying to see what's gonna happen in the future. Are we gonna get that retracement? Who knows? Time will tell. But again, that is where we currently are in regards to reviewing this market. We just went over that. So right now, what I am studying is basically this week, not just this day, just this week. Yes, it's this day, which is Thursday, but just this week, because price was ranging for a while, as you can see here, and it was a bit confusing. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a bit confusing. Price not taking out highs, price not taking out lows, expecting highs. You feel me? It was confusing. So now I'm just studying it, and that's what I was just doing. And then I just like, let me just record it or get the raw. the raw the raw deal. So what I was doing with these red eclipse, these red little circles, was I was just marking out the highs and the lows, you know, paying attention to structure. And we have our a higher high, higher low. Price did give us one more higher low before retracing and give us what a higher high and gave us what a lower high, a higher low, a higher low, yes, a higher low. Tongue twisters, I'm sorry, but a higher low, and it continued higher. And they gave us one more retracement, and then we continue higher as we can see this week. Again, I was expecting I was expecting at least, was it here? What was I expecting? I was expecting price to, yeah, there we go. I was expecting price to take out this sell side liquidity at least, at least. Again, I was expecting our 50% retracement, but we didn't get that. So again, these are things that I was studying because like, why is price not retracing to a discount level? So we're studying. That's what I'm doing right now. So let's get to it. That was just a quick review. So just act like I'm not recording, person. So yeah, so we can see here that price did give us a price was retracing lower, but I see that price did give us a market structure shift right here. That right there, although it's a bit choppy, we can see on the lower time frame. Let's change that color because that's the market structure shift. As you can see, this right here was our market structure shift. Price did retrace. We did get that retracement, not a reversal. It was a retracement. You know, I don't know where exactly. Definitely wasn't 50% or anything. Let me see this low. I guess it was compared to that low, maybe. Yeah, that was the last low before that higher move higher. That move higher. So maybe it could have been that. Because that again, that is the last low. That is where the move initially came from. So maybe it could have been the point of origin could have been this point right here. So again, studying the 4 hour, we seen that price gave us a nice. You can see here on the side of our 15 price gave us what a a higher high after taking out these highs, but we don't see those highs on this 4 hour time frame. Again, higher time frame structure, we don't see those highs. Price then retraced it, gave us what a higher low, continue higher. That was a beautiful let me see. That was in the morning. Alright, but yeah, price gave us a higher low, continued higher, breaking point of structure again. I guess this right here was our point of structure break right there, and then it continued higher. So what I was telling myself, okay, cool. Price, as you can see right here, it failed to give us a certain high. Because after this leg, if price was gonna respect structure, this is what we would want to see. A break of that, retracing maybe to that high, maybe even deeper, who knows, but somewhere along that line. Price breaking above that high, retracing and boom, but that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. Price gave us what a felt swing lower, a felt swing higher, gave us what a lower high. So now we're trying to see, all right, where are you gonna retrace to, Price? Where are you gonna retrace to, right? And that's why I love reviews. Reviews are beautiful. Man, when I tell you I did not see this volume imbalance here, bro, until just now. I just not seen this volume imbalance, bro. Just not seen that volume imbalance, kid. It's crazy. Just not seen it, man. Put it right there. Just not seen that volume imbalance, bro. And I'm just like, wow, wow, wow. But yeah, price retraced, and also what we could have done was because now this right here is now our point of origin of this move higher. What we could have done maybe was place our fib right there. that what we could have done as well. Price did retrace to our 50% retracement. This probably would have, pulled out some people, maybe even me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe even me. Shoot, maybe even me. Price gave us that 50% retracement. Where was it? What time is this? 1800. So I think it was this right here. Yeah, 1800. Price gave us that 50% retracement right here. But at the same time, that wouldn't have been my trading hours. That wouldn't have been me. So coming into Monday, which is this week, price failed to give us that swing higher. As you can see, again, market structure. After price did took out that swing high, what we want to see, is what? That swing, that impulsive move higher, and boom, market structure. But that wasn't the case. Price swept the low, gave us, yes, a market structure shift and a chance to delivery. Yes, it was. But but where did it reach to that caused it to stop is the question. Maybe that was our new week opening gap, right? Yeah, that was our new week opening gap. Price came right into it, test right into it, and then caused us to go lower. So my question is now, how can we know if price will continue higher? Because that was a 50% retracement, and we did get a market structure shift, right? That's the thing, though. Even if we did enter onto, I mean, again, that's New York session. That's not really our time. But even if we did, seeing that it was failing to take out this, it fell to take out that high. Like, say if we did enter into a long, let's just say right here, that right there should have been our, our, that right there alone should have been our take profit. And, analyzing price, we're seeing, like, because the thing is, it did give us that market structure shift. It did give us that retracement, and it did give us that leg higher, but it just fell to continue higher. They gave us what? Uh, sell stop. A buy stop raid, explain it, where buyers are selling their orders to buy stops. So let me see it. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Smart money sells to buy stops, which causes them to sit at a net short. Now, how do they get out? They have to buy it back. How do they buy it back? They buy it at a cheaper price, which guarantee them that they will buy lower, price sellers. So that's basically what happens. Smart money sold to these buy stops, and now what do they have to do? They have to buy it back. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna buy it back at a cheaper price, which was what down here. They bought it back at a cheaper price, which was this volume imbalance. They came right back into that volume imbalance, bought it right back, way cheaper price, discounted price, push that mud higher, boy. Push that mud higher, boy. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, were you really? Although this week was a bit, I wouldn't even say confusing. It was because the thing is, like, I only took like 2 trades because I just knew this wasn't my really market to trade, which was good. Signs of self control. Good job, Robson, on that. But now that I'm studying it, it's fun. It's fun. Like, dang, what was happening behind the scenes. Like, it's fun now because I see it. Like, I see it because I see it because I wasn't seeing it while it was happening, but I see it now that it happened. So when price does come again around and does the same thing, because price will not change, it's the same algorithm that by the grace of God, I will be able to catch on to it. But going back to the move, where do we leave off at? So yeah, price. Failed to give us what? A swing, another failed swing higher. So what price is going what? Gave us what? A deeper retracement. Took out anybody that was going longs. Took out what? These people that was going long. That was beautiful. Oh, I remember that day. I remember that day. That was the show. I tried to take a log here, bro. I was one of those people, man. It wasn't here, but it was here. I remember that day. I took a loss right there. I promise you. I'll put it right there. It's gonna show up. It's gonna show. It's gonna show. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Where's this cell? That's longer. There we go. Bow. I remember that day, man. Took me out. But it's fine though. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It is fine. It's fine. It's fine. We live, we learn. You feel me? We live, we learn, we laugh about it. I was just like, damn, that would have been like sell. But then I remember that. I remember that. Damn, I can't review that day. But right now we're just doing the overall what happened so far in the week. But price retraced, casino lower, got into that volume balance, and it gave us a nice bullish move higher. Right? So now let's go ahead and fist because let's take this off. So price gave us what a new price gave us a new low. Right? Let's mark that out. Price gave us a new low. Continued higher. Gave us a nice change of state of delivery slash market structure shift on 6 o'clock Wednesday. Right? What's happened here? I for sure remember this day. Wednesday was choppy the whole morning. Took a loss there as well. That was my two losses. Took a loss somewhere between these lines. I think I took a short and I'm getting stopped out. All right, then. But yeah, price gave us a change state of delivery. And we can see after that change state delivery, price gave us what? A high. So let's go ahead and mark that high. Oh, let's go ahead and mark that high. Wow. Right? Price giving us a new high. So now we are now in buyer's market once again, right? So this leg right here was telling us that we was in seller's market, right? We were definitely in seller's market. Price what? Respecting highs, taking out lows until what? Price what? Took out highs, now respecting lows. You know what I mean? Now we're in a buyer market. We're in a buyer market when prices respecting lows, taking out highs, respecting lows, taking out highs, sweeping, shoot, even sweeping lows, taking out highs, sweeping lows, taking out highs. You feel me? Not displacing over lows. Because once you get that displacement, meaning once we get that market structure shift, that is when price, you know, is no longer in. Boom, that's a displacement. Nice move. It can maybe go up, but the thing is that was a displacement, so price will probably just do something like this, then go up. You know, I feel like that was the case here. Price goes out that high. Mm, didn't take out no low though, but whatever, whatever. Um, so yeah, we got a new high. Price that retraced it into what? As we can see, man, I had seen that too. I was like, today's gonna be a bullish day because I see that price respected that order block that can be found. Maybe this though. Would the order block be that high or would it be this high? But we can see an order block right there. And then price gave us what? Let's make that one blue again. That was our okay. That was our break. Price then gave us what? A high, a low. Excuse me. Price gave us a low. Bang. Right. And we seen that move. We was anticipating for it to take out that low, but that wasn't the case. It didn't need to. Before I even put it, do you think that's a 50% retracement? No. Let's see. It wasn't. It wasn't a 50% retracement. Again, I was expecting for it to be a 50% retracement. My question is, why did they give us a 50% retracement? It's because this right here is the main price leg. This price came from here. But we can see that price from this leg right here came from here as well. Because price gave us that sweep. But I think it's because price already there was no need for it because price already grabbed that liquidity. There probably was no need for it to continue higher. But looking at the move coming Wednesday, oh man, today was a beautiful day. Price then continued higher, took out that high, give us what? So a buy side. We had marked that buy side. We was looking at that buy side. Boom. Right, price then what? Retraced it into this fair value gap, into this order block. Took out this low. Just gave us a nice retracement during the London session. Gave us what our market structure shift. Gave us what our swing, our low on the swing. Priced in at 930, came and tested that, and then bow. But yeah, like now that I'm looking at it, it was beautiful price action. I ain't gonna lie, it was hectic. It was mean. It was disgusting. But now that I'm looking at it, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's lovely. It's very lovely. It gave us the swing low. Again, it gave us that high. We chased it, gave us one more swing low. Respecting what our main swing low right here. Taking on what? Minor sell side liquidity. Minor sell side liquidity. Internal range liquidity. Internal range liquidity. Then bang. Bang. So if I knew, let's just say, if I knew it was gonna go higher, what would I have taken my entry? So boom, we see on the 15-minute time frame, boom, we kind of got our sweep. I feel like honestly I got the entry. When it comes to entries, I feel like I definitely probably got that unlocked. I mean, I wouldn't even say unlocked. I have that I have it pretty well understandable. It's just the bias for me right now. So yeah, first give us a sweep, boom. Now what? We're waiting for that market section. But as we're waiting, we're watching this order block right here. Watching this order block, boom. And as well as we got our market structure. Now let's jump down to 1 minute. 1 minute. Saucer. Boom. Boom. But the thing is, I would have had marked down. I would have jumped onto the 5 as well. So I want to see what's happening on the 5. Mark down. First, I want to mark down. I would have marked down our fair value gap. Our fair value gap. Then go to the 5. Let's see what the 5 offers us. Alright, let's really offer us again. It's our order block. Right? And then jump onto that 1. Get right into that. Pop. So entry probably been here. Let me see how this entry would have looked. Down. Bow. There, or this one was good too. This continuation. I had my eyes on this one too. This one I had my eyes on. This continuation right here. Bow. This could have been two ways. Either this, which is for sure good. Either this, as you can see, I'm aiming for my 1 to 3s, or this. A bit low of a risk, and then our 1 to 3. Our 1 to 3. Ow. Simple as that. Or that. Or that. But yeah, W days, W week. I'm not gonna lie, W week. I thought we took two loss, W week. Let me show you where we're at in the account right now. It has been a while since we. Where's our thing? It's been a while since we seen that count. Kinda looking too bad right now. Not too bad right now. Not really too bad. Yeah, these are the two small losses we took this week. Nothing too major. I try to keep my losses small and my wins big. But yeah, we're up. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. You know, but that is it, man. So it's currently 10:30. So what I'm going to do now is apply this approach, just like how I did it to this day, but to the other days of the week. So it's gonna be a while. I'm just gonna do that. Maybe I'll record towards the later end of the week, see if I discover anything. Well, I might even just pause this video until I finish. I might just do that. I'm just gonna pause the video, lock in, take a couple of notes. Now, if I find out anything that shows up to me, unpause, share what I just found out, and yeah. So let me go ahead and just pause this video right now. All right. Before I end off this video, I just want to do like a quick little smart review on the two trades that I took. I'm looking at Monday. Monday, I really didn't see. I only seen one setup, but it was gonna be a loss. The only setup I would have seen was because the thing is, I would have expecting it to be bullish due to the high time for being bullish. Price, where was I? I was expecting it to be bullish. Let's screw that Monday. Let's do Tuesday since we traded that day. So for Tuesday, we were looking for longs due to the high time frame. And as I'm reviewing the 4 hour time frame, I can remember seeing this in my mind how this candle closed. I seen that this candle closed and I did not like that close. So I'm thinking to myself, we're gonna get a sweep and then price is going to give us that reaction move off that sweep, which wasn't the case. Which was not the case. So as you can see on the lower time frame, price did give us a market structure shift, which did see, right? But we was looking for longs, which is why we marked that market structure shift. Price ended up sweeping that high, right? And it gave us a nice impulsive move lower. And again, because price felt to swing close below these lows, we're thinking to ourselves, it's gonna go higher because it didn't give us much displacement. So I'm saying that just because it doesn't give us displacement doesn't mean it's gonna automatically go higher. Because in this case, price, it did give us the displacement over this low, because that's the low that really truly did matter. Because that's the low that mattered. But compared to this low, and with the body, gosh, it's giving me a headache. So the thing is, I had marked that in this version, but I was expecting to use it as a it wasn't even an inversion. It wasn't an inversion. I was expecting to use it as I used it as a reason to get back down there, which it did exactly. I was using it for a reason to get back down here, use this as a version, get back down here, then boom, give us a move higher. It was I ain't glad we ain't glad we got caught up in the lower time frame. We seen that price gave us a market structure shift here, came back, we assumed that it was gonna come into this order block and then boom, give us a move higher. And as you can see, we got stopped out. So that was our loss for Tuesday. So what we should have done, we should have seen that, okay, cool. Priced on the higher time frame. We could see that it was still bearish. Yes, it did fail to close below our lows, but that doesn't automatically means we're gonna get a reversal off that. Pay attention to structure. Structure was mostly still showing bearish. Actually chasing into this inversion. We could have dropped down to the 15-minute maybe. Not even that, maybe the 1 minute. Alright, alright, oh, alright. Entry could have been here. It could have been between here. Let's just say here. That would have been probably like right there. 50. Alright. Crazy job. That's how I know this market. This was like insane structure. Insane. Insane week. Yeah, that probably should have been whatever the case was for that day. But that's it really much for today. It was a hectic day, but we could see how they did it. It was definitely a hectic day, but that's it for today. Good week, learnable week. That's it for today. Nothing much more, nothing less. You know, thank you, Lord, for allowing me to be able to, just be here, study, use the strength that He gives me to just be here. So I'm grateful to my Lord for that. So that's it. Peace and love be upon you in the mercies of Jesus Christ. Amen.